shit. Welcome to Movie Life Crisis. Join us as we watch the best movies from 30 years ago.
On May 19th, think fast, look alive, die hard.
This thing got airbags? Your side does. I don't know about mine.
Bruce Willis,
It just keeps getting better and better.
Die Hard with a Vengeance.
Are you all right? Yes. Laundry day.
Rated R.
Oh, man. I love that part.
Yeah.
Are you all right?
Hey, we got the video preview working again. I don't know. I've been emailing our podcast host, the recording host, for like months, going like, "Hey, it doesn't work. Someone fix it." And they're like, "Yeah, we're checking on that."
They got it fixed.
Well, it worked today at least. So if you're watching on YouTube, you can actually see the preview, the video preview.
Just hear it.
Yeah. Also, if you're watching on YouTube, I just realized I'm wearing a tank top. That's not in honor of Die Hard. I just went to the gym and forgot to bring a change of clothes.
Oh, man.
But when I was prepping to record, I was like, that's actually perfect for Die Hard. That's in the spirit of John McClane.
If you see me wearing a tank top, something has gone horribly wrong.
I will assume that you're
not me.
preparing for surgery.
Yes. Dude, Die Hard with a Vengeance is the jam.
It's great, man. It was Movie Life Crisis Season 5, 1995 movies, Episode 11, Die Hard with a Vengeance, Die Hard 3.
Die Hard 3. I'm glad they went with a Vengeance instead of Die Hard 3.
With a Vengeance.
I like with a Vengeance over just the big number 3.
I don't even know if I saw the one after this, but I don't think I saw the fifth one, A Good Day to Die Hard. I'm pretty sure I was I think I'm out on that.
Yeah.
But this I thought was, I remembered it being like almost as good as the first one and maybe not quite. So I was very excited to watch this.
I watched it with Jake and not Cece, but seeing it through somebody who's never seen its eyes, I remembered why I liked it. It was...
Yeah, dude, absolutely. My only complaint is that it didn't really feel like Die Hard, and then I was reading about it, and because when I was watching it, I was like, this movie's fantastic. I'm like, but it doesn't really feel like Die Hard. It feels like they just found a good action script and just said, make the main character's name John McClane.
Yeah, just put John McClane in there.
And it turns out that is what happened, so that's why I felt like that. But
oh, that's perfect.
But it was absolutely freaking fantastic for a bit, and then not for a bit, for me.
I love that. What a setup for the rest of this podcast.
Yeah,
and then,
for sure.
Not as much.
And then, by the way, Patreon people, we still owe you Harry and the Hendersons, which I'm thinking we'll get that maybe sometime soon. Jeff and I both watched it and prepped it, and then we got caught with what the kids call burnout, and so we said, like, we got to press pause on Patreon for a minute. But it's summertime, so we should be able to catch up on some of that.
I just got a couple more days of school left, and I'm out, and we can do this thing.
Anybody on Patreon who's like, hey, man, you're not getting me my movie every month. I want my $5 back. That's 100% totally fine. You don't have to. You can unsubscribe and our feelings will not be hurt. Anybody who wants to keep supporting the arts, we do have bonus movies still coming. We just we want to make sure we get this one done, and there are times when even that feels like a lot.
Yeah.
All right, give us a synopsis.
John McClane teams up with Zeus to stop a vengeful terrorist playing deadly games across New York.
Jesus.
Jesus.
No, hey, Zeus.
Do I like Puerto Rican to you?
I put a lightning bolt up your ass.
That was pretty short and sweet. And I couldn't remember Zeus's last name for the longest time, and then I just looked down on my sheet, and it's Carver. And I forgot to go back and put that up. And the only reason I know it's Carver is because that lady walks up and goes, "They're asking for you and a Mr. Carver?" And I was like, ooh, that's a very New York accent. It sounds like I'm at home. So yeah, they're just
it's pretty simple. It's Die Hard. John McClane is stopping a terrorist. It turns out this terrorist is related to Hans Gruber. It's his brother, his long lost brother, Scar.
Uncle Scar,
played by Jeremy Irons.
Yeah.
This movie, $90 million budget, $366 million gross, number one movie of the year, 1995, year of our Lord, 1995. Or number 7, depending on how you do the accounting, because I saw some places that had it significantly lower. But 366 takes the number 1 spot for the year.
Well, isn't it weird that it's 360? I know we always talk about this, and money's different, and the amount of people that can see it, and all that stuff.
Yeah.
But 366 just sounds so low compared to what movies do now. It's just crazy when that's the highest. Because
It's true.
But I don't know, man. I know that's a lot of people, and I remember this being a big movie.
We've talked about this before. So it's dumb to calculate, to go like, hey, this movie did the best, it made the most amount of money, because what happens as time goes along is movies cost some more money. Like if you go back and look at the movies that did the best by the number of tickets sold, guess what? In the last 100 years, Gone with the Wind is way ahead of everyone else. Way ahead. But the Gone with the Wind is like, there were only freaking 2 movies being released a year, and every single person in America saw it like 7 times.
Let's go see another talkie. There is no more.
Yeah.
This is the only one.
Yeah, dude. I'm trying to find the inflation calculator. I think that $300 million back in the day would be like $700 million today. So that would still be a pretty low gross for a movie that wouldn't be the number 1 of the year. Like the number 1 movie this year will be between $1.5 and $2 billion. Golly. And it's like the freaking Minecraft
they're not making
movie.
it for $90 million though.
No, they're not.
Yeah, that's the other thing. You're right. But still, highest grossing movie of the year. That's pretty good. I could see this one being the highest grossing movie.
It's got the feel, man. Dude, this thing is like...
It's a summer blockbuster.
Well, I was going to say, it kind of reminded me of Speed, which we did in either last year or the year before. I now cannot remember which movie happened which year. But, dude, it's just shot out of a cannon. Like, the movie starts... And it's like, if you were waiting in a long line to get popcorn, you sat down 3 minutes in the movie, you'd be like, what the hell is going on? That shit's already exploding. Bruce Willis is already bloody. Like, what happened? What time did the movie start?
Oh, man. Dude, because Jake he's like, I want to watch it with you. And he was like finishing up putting together his dinner, and he was going to come over and sit on the couch and eat dinner and start watching it. And while he was over there, it was like, boom, it blows up. And I was like, oh, wait, let me pause it. And he was like, wait, something blew up already? So that is definitely a thing.
That's exactly how it happened.
As soon as it blew up, the department store, the Teller department store.
Yeah.
Dude, as soon as it blew up, he was like,
that's what I was saying. This one was like, hey, guess what? You know what's a fun way to do a movie? Just freaking explosions from start to finish. That's how we do it.
Aliens and explosions and breasts.
It's a beautiful love story with all the boring parts taken out.
Yeah.
Did this thing have any awards? Did it win any awards?
I found, I looked up the BMI Film Awards. Michael Kamen's score won. Yeah. And then MTV Movie Awards, it was nominated for Best Action Sequence.
Which one did it say? Which one? Because this movie had 11 action sequences.
Yeah, it's all an action sequence. It didn't say which one, and I didn't write it down.
That's all good.
I can probably figure out. I think Speed probably won, huh? Wasn't that this year? Or is that
No,
last
I think
year?
Speed was last year. No, it's all good. I just wasn't sure which actions. If I was nominating this movie, I don't know which action sequence I would pick. I think I would probably pick one that other people wouldn't pick, which was them driving the cab through Central Park.
I love that part. I absolutely love that part.
Yeah, dude.
I'm looking at the MTV Movie Awards for Best Action Sequence 1995. It says bus escape, airplane explosion. Isn't that the whole movie for Speed?
Yeah.
That's the whole thing. And it also has Clear and Present Danger, the ambush CIA convoy. That's a 94 movie that they put in 95. Yeah. Is that? I guess that's how they did it.
Dude, I don't know what the guidelines are for the MTV Movie Awards.
Yeah, there is none. It's like I'm just skimming through and I get down to 98 and it says Titanic, ship sinks. It's the whole damn movie.
So the last hour of the movie is our action sequence. Yeah, sounds about right.
Oh man, crazy. But yeah, it got nominated for Best Action Sequence and didn't win. But for sequels
and spin-offs, there were 2 more sequels.
Yeah, 2 more sequels, and I guess now that Bruce Willis has what he has, Bruce Willis not making any more of these.
No, he's definitely not. But I also wonder if there's someone who's got as much footage as Bruce Willis does, how many years we are away from them being able to like just AI make a Bruce Willis movie.
Yeah.
Like between all the diehards and the Expendables and Hudson Hawk and like just like you got like hundreds of hours of Bruce Willis like jumping off of buildings and shooting at people. Like feel sure someone will be able to. I'm not excited about that day. I'm not doing it on the podcast, but I do think it's going to happen.
I mean, we'll all know it's Bruce Willis, but I think with his aphasia, if he's still alive, he's not going to know.
Yeah. So, well, that'll be cool for him because he can go see a movie and he won't know that he didn't do it.
Hey, look at this. Bruce Willis has aphasia.
He'll have to pretend.
Yes,
like,
Bruce, we know.
Oh, yeah, this was a super fun one to make. No one asked me to go to the Hunket. I was going to talk all about. And it's like, no, they made it.
Why
they did it
can't
on
we
the
not go
computer.
to the Hunket? We can go to the Hunket? Oh, God.
Do you remember where you first saw this?
Dude, I don't remember. I'm old enough to see this. It's rated R, so I'm old enough to see it in the theater at this point. But I did not. I don't think I saw this in the theater. I do remember having. It was you know how you write on a card, hey, I'm going to make a card for my mom. Happy HAPPY, and then you realize you don't have near enough space for birthday.
Yeah, you got to cram birthday in there real small.
That's how it was for me because I wrote DIEHARD with a V. It just said V. That's all I had. But I knew what it was.
On the like VHS tape.
Yeah. So this was recorded off Cinemax or Showtime.
I don't have any specific recollection of seeing this in the movie, and I wasn't old enough to see R-rated movies in '95. But it was about this time that my dad started taking me.
Yeah.
Because it's like, hey, we should go see a movie. It's like, this one stuff blows up. That should be a fun one.
Yeah.
He doesn't know how to talk to me then or now. So, that's a good one. I feel like we probably went and saw that.
This is definitely one that I've seen. How many times do you think you've seen this? Did you watch this a lot? Because I remember watching it a lot.
But it came on TV a lot when I was in the age when I had TV, and I remember watching it a lot because I remember like them editing a bunch of the curse words out.
Yeah,
and so I've probably seen it a half dozen times.
Yeah, I think I've seen it a little more than that. I can remember watching the heck out of that tape. Die Hard with a V was my jam. Yeah, I watched it a lot. But I definitely don't remember seeing this in the theater.
Yeah, I don't either. I just feel like I would have because this is the era where my dad would take me to see like any of the action movies that came out.
I could see your dad saying, "Let's go see Bruce Willis. I know how much you like the other one, Striking Distance." So
yeah, he's like, "I rented Striking Distance again." Great, that's grand.
Yeah.
All right, how'd you rate? So 1 to 10, no 7s. I said 8. I said 8 out of 10.
8. Say 8. Say 8.
And the first 2/3 of this are an all-time great action movie, which I think is like every bit as good as the original Die Hard, like up there with like Speed, like Terminator 2, like all of the best action movies of my life.
Yeah.
The last act is where things went off the rails a little bit, which is a very intentional subway car explosion pun that I just made there.
Yes.
Because the last like 45 minutes of this movie, I was like, what? I said like, come on, out loud like 4 times.
Where did it change for you? Where did it go off the rails?
I think after they figured out that this, like, when it became like not just him messing around with Bruce Willis, but it's actually also a secret heist movie. And like he's driving the dump truck through the aqueduct. Like I liked that part. But then when he escaped the huge wall of water and got shot up out of a geyser, and then they immediately went into a car chase. It was a shootout, and then it ended on the Brooklyn Bridge. And then they zip-lined onto a boat, and then they got down on the boat, and then they got tied up, and then they escaped the boat explosion, and then they went to Canada, and then all of that shit.
The Canada part is where I was like, why did we go to we could have not. Yeah, we could have not.
Yeah, there were like 4 too many action set pieces after I was like, this. We've now left the realm of believability where it's like gritty realism, Die Hard, where he's like all bloody and he's like hobbling around with one
covered
bullet
in barbecue sauce. Yeah.
Yeah, dude. But the first two acts were so amazing that I was like, I think it still gets an 8 because the first freaking whatever like hour 10 of this thing, I was like, this is awesome.
Nice.
Like I wish my TV was bigger and louder.
Yeah, we cranked it up. It was awesome. I agree all the way up until they, like when they're on the boat tied up and it explodes, and all of the fake gold goes to the bottom of the river. And then they get picked up, and he calls his wife, and he finds the name of the name of the hotel on the bottom of the aspirin bottle. And then they go to Canada. Like, I don't even know, how far is Canada from New York City?
I'm not sure.
It feels like it's longer because I know New York is next to Canada, but not that part of New York, right? So like that whole thing where I'm like, okay, well, I mean, he took the helicopter, so maybe it's faster.
It says the drive from New York to Toronto is about 8 to 10 hours.
So in a helicopter, you do that in half the time? That's still, I mean...
Yeah.
I guess. I don't know.
It's a bit of a stretch.
Yeah. As soon as they went to Canada, I was like, oh, yeah, I remember this. We didn't need this. And then, like, there was another, like, alternate ending. Well, there's a couple of alternate endings. But one of them, like... Remember when Sam Jackson gives the cops the thing and says, I don't want some kid to grab this, so you guys take it. And they didn't want to put it in the car. Well, it turns out they brought that on the boat with them. And then when they escape, it blows up the actual boat that they're actually on.
Right.
Or something like that. And that's how they do it. But they're like, oh, that's how Die Hard 2 ended. All the bad guys blew up in a plane, so we don't want to do that again. So instead, we're going to have them go to Canada and say hello to your brother for me. And then... shoot a tiny wire with a tiny gun with only 2 good bullets.
Yeah.
I was like, no. But because of that, I only took off half. 9.5. I still loved it. Dude, I was clapping my popcorn stained fingers together the whole time.
Yeah, honestly, man, the first hour 15 of this is absolutely incredible, and then the last like half an hour to 40 minutes I was like, all right, we should have found a way to get out of this thing a little bit earlier and wrap it up a little bit more neatly. And now that I have done the research, which I don't do until I see the movie, I see like, oh, they shot like 3 alternate endings. They clearly had no idea how to end this movie either, and this was the best one they had.
You can do a fan edit and make it better for all of us.
Yeah, I mean, I can't, but someone probably could.
Someone could. Dude, I think this is the best one in the series. Like, I've seen all the Die Hards. I like the first one a lot, but it still falls short of this one for me because I just love the riddles and having to figure stuff out, and then
I like the riddles and the puzzles. Samuel L. Jackson is absolutely perfect.
Unbelievable.
The like Jeremy Irons, he's great. The first one is still the best to me. The first one I think has much better pacing. It's an action movie, but it's really like it's much less actiony. Like it's very much contained, and he's got the one gun with like 9 bullets. He's all bloody and homeless. I need some of that.
No shoes.
Yeah, but this one is really close. Honestly, if we just could get out of it a little bit neater, I think I would like it.
Yeah, I think if we could build a wall and keep the Canadians out for this one, we could.
They'll be coming over here with your cheap prescription drugs. Best scenes, number 1. Best scene. What's your first one?
The first one is the first like riddle that they have to beat. It's like right outside the Gray's Papaya. The hot dog stand, and they, like he gets there and the phone's ringing and he picks it up and he's like, he says the birds of a feather flock together, and so do pigs and swine or something like that. Right. He's like, yeah, it's nice, it rhymes. He's like, why was the phone busy? Who are you calling? He was like, the psychic hotline. And it's like chuckling and stuff and keeping it light. And then he was like, I advise you to take it more serious. You could have just said it was a public phone and there was a fat woman on. You couldn't get her off. And I was like, oh, I forgot. He's like watching and knows the whole time. And then he tells that first, I was on my way to St. Ives. I met a man with 7 wives.
Seven wives.
Wife
and
had 7 sacks.
Yeah.
Every sack had 7 cats and kittens and kits and wives and all that. And then they try to do the math. And then they figured out, he's like, is that what you got? He's like, yeah, that's what I got. And
Samuel L. Jackson's like multiplying in his head. He comes up with the phone number. He's like, tells Bruce Willis, he's like, that what you got? Bruce Willis is like, yes. He clearly can't.
And he's like, I don't know.
He's not multiplying. He's like, whatever number you tell me.
And then he realizes after he dials the number, he's like, 555 at 2401 or whatever it was, and he like hangs up before it starts ringing. He's like, no, it's a trick. And he's like, I was on my way to St. Ives. He's like, well, what are the guys and their wives doing? He's like, I don't know, sitting on a fucking road waiting for the moon. I have no idea. Dude, the whole thing. And then he's like, no, this is non-compliance. You're 10 seconds late. He's like, boom. And then they all just jump down. They're trying to knock people over. I was like, what a freaking fantastic first riddle. This is great. I'm going to love this all over again, just like I always do.
Yes, dude, I like that one. I also like that that's the one time he was messing with him. They just jump and the trash can doesn't actually blow up.
Yeah, there's nothing even in there. Yeah.
Follow up for you because you teach juniors and seniors. If you gave them 30 seconds to multiply 7 times 7 times 7,
Get
or
out
they
of here.
die.
They're all dead. They're all dead. We had to pause it for the water jug thing so Jake could figure it out. And he's got an entire page of like drawn like U-shaped for the buckets, and he's writing numbers in it and scratching them out, which he finally figured it out, but it took him like 11 minutes. He would have been dead.
Dude, the water jug's my favorite one. I think about that one all the time because I do a lot of manual labor that involves Home Depot buckets, and I'm always like, if I need to get 4 gallons in this bucket, I know how to do that. But like, I always forget, and so I have to figure it out again like every year for the last 30 years.
Yeah, I didn't actually. That's one of my favorites also, but I didn't put it on there because I knew it's your favorite, so I wanted to get another one in there. So I left it.
Oh, big time.
Yeah,
big time. And this is the early part of the movie where he's just running Bruce Willis all around town and having him solve riddles, or else shit's going to blow
New
up.
York
that
traffic.
I was super excited about.
Yeah, making him literally run, making him ride bikes, steal cabs. Like he's doing all the things.
Yeah,
It's great.
Doing the water bucket one is great because it's like he gives him 2 empty buckets. One's 3 gallons, one's 5 gallons. He's like, you got to get 4 gallons in this bucket exactly, or the bomb's going to grow off.
The 5-gallon bucket, right?
And I was like, God, I love that one.
That's so great.
What's your second scene?
My second scene is literally right after they leave the first phone, and they're like, "Oh, 90 blocks in 30 minutes in New York traffic." It's like I don't know how we're gonna do it. And then he takes the cab, and Sam Jackson is just like, "Oh man, this is awesome! I used to drive a cab. The fastest way south is," and he just freaking slams on the gas, spins it around, and takes off. He's like, I was saying, I used to drive a cab, and the fastest way south is 9th Street, but we seem to be going east." And dude, he's going in and out of traffic, and he goes all the way to the park, and he has to slam on his brakes. And by the way,
and dude, and Bruce Willis is like, the fastest way south is the park, and he freaking pulls up to the park, and there's just cars all jam packed, and Samuel L. Jackson's like, he's like, I told you 9th. He's like, Park Drive is always crowded, and Bruce Willis is like, I didn't say Park Drive. I said through the park. Yeah. And he freaking yanks it off road and starts whipping through Central
Dukes
Park.
Hazzard. Dude,
that was fantastic.
Going to town. Dude, so look, when he pulls up and slams on the brakes on Park Drive.
Yeah.
Actually, almost every time every scene, when they're doing the shot where he's stopping there's already like 5 or 6 tire marks.
Tire marks.
Where they did the take before.
Yeah.
I hate that I could see that, and I tried not to bring it up to my wife and kids because they'll see it and then they'll be mad that they see it. So,
but that's one that I'm like, I mean, now I guess you can digitally paint that out, but I'm like, what are you going to do? Stop production while someone pressure washes the road? I don't think
you can't.
Yeah, that's always happens. Anytime there's car stunts in a movie, you can see tire tracks the whole time.
Right.
But yeah, that's my second scene as well, because them driving through the park was, dude, joggers.
And he's trying to figure it out. When Sam Jackson's like, how do Catholics do their thing? That was right as Jake asked to go to the bathroom, and I paused it literally right after he said those words.
Yeah.
And he was like, wait, what does that mean? How do Catholics do their thing? I was like, no, he's asking north, south, west, east, which way is which.
Yeah.
And he was like, oh, I'm like, so he must know how to do the sign of the cross, but doesn't know north, south, west, east.
Yeah.
Dude, he's like, are you aiming for these people? He's like, no. Well, maybe that mime.
Like, maybe that mime.
Dude, I love it. And then right after that, he's like, man, I wish we had a fire truck or something we could do,
Yeah.
we could make it all the way. And that's when he calls the dispatch and gets the ambulance. And he was like, oh, man, if you would have said Wall Street, we could have followed him all the way there. And he's like, no, that's a different hospital south of whatever street.
He's like, south of 16th is a different hospital. He's like, so you can't follow him all the way there.
That's so good. That whole scene, fantastic. And then he ends up having to go into the subway right after that. I mean, I don't know if you call all that the scene, but that whole thing was fantastic. Fantastic.
Yeah, dude, that's great, and that's in the amazing part of this movie for me. And the thing is like, it's hard to do new stuff in an action movie. I mean, that's why when someone does new stuff like Speed, you're like, holy shit, this is incredible.
Right.
And the whole like first 30 minutes, 45 minutes, this is all, I've never seen this before. I've never seen anyone to have to drive across New York City in 30 minutes and take a car through Central Park and like just do all the like New York specific stuff. I thought was fantastic.
It's great. It's great. And how he misses the train and has to jump on it. Come on, man. It's great.
Yeah. I didn't understand it when Bruce Willis figured out initially that he was literally, he's like, this Simon's got to be watching, because he literally said that there was a fat woman on the phone before we got here. Right. Why he didn't do anything about that. Like, why he didn't, like, tell the other cops, like, he met with the cops and the FBI.
Oh, yeah,
He's like, this guy's following us around looking at us. Why don't y'all get up high on these buildings and see if you can't find someone with binoculars? Because while I'm running all over New York, maybe do that.
While I'm doing all the things.
Like, get a helicopter up there with someone with a sniper rifle.
I didn't put it as one of my scenes, but I feel like I should mention it because this was another one that Jake pointed out. When they're in the subway and Sam Jackson's got his hands up and he's like, I need to answer that phone. And the guy's like, put him up. Like that guy. They do an homage to that in the movie The Incredibles because Sam Jackson is Frozone.
Yeah.
And he's standing like this, and he's like, I need to get a drink of water. And the kid's like, put your hands up, sir. And he has to get water so he can drink water so he has enough to make ice, which you hear a gunshot, and he ends up freezing it. Like, that whole scene is an homage to that, and Jake didn't know that was an homage to it. I mean, I've been knowing since the movie first came out, but he just realized it. I love that. That's freaking great.
Yeah, dude, that's great. I like that one because I know in 2025 that guy would not have hesitated to shoot that black guy, no matter how many people were videotaping.
Dude, when the train falls off and it hits the clock, it's like 10, 20, and 25 seconds. Yeah. I know the New York trains don't always run on time like that, but I do like that they tried to make it the right time.
Yeah, I noticed that too. I was like, man, production design, like they're paying attention to the details. Like they make sure the time hit was the exact right time when the train hit it. Right. I like that one.
He went early. Also, he was going to blow it anyway.
I know.
It's a common problem with middle-aged men. Can't hold their wad.
Yeah. My third scene is when Bruce Willis gets the dump truck and then drives it through the aqueduct.
Yeah.
And I don't even know why I like that part, except I didn't remember that was how it went. Like he figured out, like, it kind of reminded me of The Dark Knight when they figure out, like, oh, the Joker's got a different plan than we thought. Yeah. He made up some ruse to get all the police officers to go away, and then he blocked off the whole of Manhattan so they couldn't get back in. I was like, that's awesome. I love that.
Yeah. And in the beginning part when he's riding with friggin' Jerry. Yeah. And he's just like a tour guide giving him all the information.
Yeah, he's got all the information. He knows who Chester A. Arthur is. And like,
yeah. And he's like, Jerry, stay here. I'll be right back. And he walks down. He's like, hey, you guys seen a jolly fat guy in a red suit, a bunch of reindeer? Before he shoots him. Dude. And then he takes the truck. God, it's fantastic.
But he takes the truck. He realizes the guy has the change in his pocket. They all have the exact same amount of quarters, and they figure out, like, oh, they're going to whatever the toll bridge is.
Right.
Like, dude, all that, like, like puzzle shit in the movie that he keeps figuring out is great.
I like that. And sometimes I don't like when it's set up way too much and there's too much exposition. But this one, they did that a little bit in the beginning, but I still really liked it.
Yeah, and they also had a bunch of Christmas references in this movie because this is the first Die Hard that isn't set at Christmas time. So yes, like there's like 3 or 4 like Santa Claus references in the movie, which is kind of like funny, like Die Hard Easter eggs.
What about the part where he's like, I was working on a big fat suspension, drinking and watching Captain Kangaroo, and that's Bruce Willis and Sam Jackson, and that's an homage or a reference to Pulp Fiction that they were both in. That's freaking great.
Yeah, dude. The Samuel L. Jackson part was supposed to go to Lawrence Fishburne. They offered it to him. They wrote it for Lawrence Fishburne, but he wanted more money, and the producer wouldn't give it to him. And Lawrence Fishburne had also been offered Jules Winfield in Pulp Fiction.
What?
and his representatives said like, don't take supporting roles. You need to be a leading man.
Yeah.
So he lost 2 pretty famous acting jobs to Samuel L. Jackson, like in the less than 1 year.
So glad.
Yeah.
I can't imagine this not being Sam Jackson.
Dude, I love Larry Fishburne, obviously, but Samuel L. is so perfect for this. And his like angry black man that yelling at Bruce Willis the whole time I never got tired of it.
Yeah, his freaking crazy eyes. Not even God knows what you're doing. Just always yelling.
And like, dude, and all of my quotes are from him, pretty much.
Yeah, I tried not to do that. All right, so my third one, I kind of talked about it. Remember when he walks up, Sam Jackson where he rides the bike over with the briefcase to give to the police officers while John McClane's going into the thing. As he's pulling up, the henchman that's dressed as an officer is talking to Simon, and he turns his American accent on right away.
Yeah.
And he's like, I'm afraid I'm going to need an answer on that issue. And he's like, holding his finger up to Sam Jackson. And the guy's like, Simon says, like, let him go. He's like, understood. Yes, sir. And he like hands him the briefcase and does the whole thing. I love that guy just turns it on. Then Otto or whatever the other big guy was, didn't want to put it in the car with him, so he set it on the ground. And then they're talking in German. He's like, what if a kid comes up? That whole scene, skip ahead right past that on the other part of that scene where John McClane's going down the elevator.
Yeah.
And the guy says, I always end up riding the lift. And he's like, lift? And then Jake's like, oh, those guys aren't American. That's how you could tell because it's lift. He caught on to that. And then he sees the reflection of the guy's badge number. And it's his friend's badge number, which is the exposition that I normally don't like when they do, but I'm glad they did it here. And he was like, oh, yeah, you guys played a lottery? Yeah, I always played the same numbers. My wife, she's like, oh, those are my lucky numbers. Yeah, I think I got the tickets right here. And he shoots through his shirt and kills the guy. And then he shoots the other guy and it gets the brains all on him. Come on, man.
Well, that's what I was going to say, man. I forgot about that elevator scene. I'm glad you mentioned that. But when I saw it, I was like, dude, I think this movie is maybe underappreciated because that elevator sequence is just like straight up. That's the Captain America elevator scene. Like I think Die Hard with a Vengeance is the first time I ever saw anybody like have a freaking shootout in an elevator.
Yeah.
And then the Dark Knight stuff is when all the freaking huge trucks go and block up all the New York City traffic. I'm like, dude, I think that some people borrowed some stuff from this movie and then put it in awesome movies in the next 20 years.
Dude, that as soon as because he was holding that guy and the guy was shooting back and he got the gun away from him and then he held his hand like that and turned his head and shot him. And Jake was like, whoa. That was crazy. I was like, yeah, dude, it's freaking great.
Yeah, that's freaking great. That's absolutely fantastic. And I like that part. That part is like the tail end of the part of the movie that I thought was really awesome. It's like they're starting to figure out that there's a really heist going on. Like you're starting to unpeel the onion a little bit. There's a couple but then it goes like freaking way over the top in the last like 30 minutes or whatever. But all right, let's do quotes. Top 3 quotes. What's your first best quote?
My first one is... there's a little kid. It's right after the jugs thing, and John McClane's starting to realize something when he stops a kid who just robbed a convenience store or something, and he's like, "Look around! All the cops are into something. It's Christmas. You could steal City Hall." And first of all, I love the way that kid says it, so it was always burned into my brain.
Another Christmas reference.
Yeah, but also that's when he realizes, like, oh snap, something's
all the
different.
cops are gone.
And I was like, that's my first quote. I freaking love that. That's fantastic.
Yeah, dude. That's a great one. I have literally 3 Samuel L. Jackson quotes. I mean, 2 of them were like conversations. The first one is, well, let's do it chronologically. The first one's when he's talking to his nephews. Oh. And they like bring in the boombox to his whatever pawn shop. And he's,
Stupid Tony.
And he's like giving it, he's lecturing them. And they're like, whatever, 8 and 6.
Yeah.
And Samuel L. Jackson's like, where are you going? To school. Why? To get educated. Why? So we can go to college. And why is that important? To get respected. Now, who are the bad guys? Guys who sell drugs, guys who have guns, and who are the good guys? We're the good ones. So who's going to help us? Nobody. Who's going to help us? We're going to help ourselves. And who do we not want to help us? White people.
Yeah, and then they go to the things like, Uncle, I think you should come see this. There's a white guy in the street. Yeah, I seen one before. It's like, not like this. Oh, man.
Dude, it's first of all, it's hilarious. And second of all, it sets up Samuel L's character perfectly in that one freaking 20-second little tiny scene in his whatever
Which is
hobby
why
shop or
Bruce
pawn
Willis
shop or
had to
whatever.
lie and say that it was not Chinatown and it was in Harlem. That's freaking... Characters
dude,
running deep up in this B.
That's just a perfect bit of screenwriting because it tells you exactly who that character is in a really short period of time, and it's funny while
and
it's
it's
happening.
worth listening to. Right.
All right, what's your next quote?
My second one is right after your favorite part. They zip line onto a boat
From using the winch from a stolen truck from a bridge.
And he has to he's flinging it out like he's trying to
he's trying to fish.
Go fishing. Right after that, the wire, because of course it pulls the truck off. The truck falls off the bridge.
Yeah.
The wire swings really fast and it hits a guy in the stomach. But you don't know what happens to him. It just kind of looks like he gets cut in half, but you're not sure.
Yeah.
And then they want to clean up their mess so nobody sees. So he grabs him by the arms, and John McClane tells Zeus, hey, grab his legs. And he grabs his legs, but then he turns and goes next to him so you can tell he's cut in half. Dude, I had to pause it. I totally forgot that part, and it was such a surprise. I loved it.
That was absolutely fantastic. Yeah.
So grab his legs is my second quote.
That's another great one. My second one is also from Samuel L. Jackson. They're in the police station, and they're all gathered around. The psychologist is telling him, he's a megalomaniacal personality, however you say that word. And then and then it's Simon's hey, I need the Good Samaritan and Bruce Willis to come here. And Samuel L. Jackson's I ain't going. And it's yeah, you're going. And Samuel L. Jackson, the quote I got is I'm not jumping through hoops for some psycho. That's a white man with white man problems. You deal with it. Call me when he crosses 110th Street.
Yeah.
And that's when Bruce Willis tells him, you were saying, the bomb was placed in Chinatown. He tells Samuel L. Jackson it was placed in Harlem to get him to come help him.
Because otherwise he ain't gone.
Yeah. That's before they go to the payphone where Samuel L. Jackson does math. Well, the movie would have been over if it was just Bruce Willis because he wasn't doing it.
Yeah, he's not going to be able to do the math. I like when he hands the phone to Sam Jackson and he was he's like, you interrupted a well-laid plan. He's like, you take your well-laid plan, stick it up your well-laid ass. I was like, oh, yeah, tell him. And he freaking hangs up on him. I freaking love it.
That's great, man.
Yeah, freaking Mace Windu, killing it. All right, my third one. I used to say this every time I would lose something, and nobody knew what it was, so I stopped saying it, but I might have to bring it back. They are driving a Yugo, which most of the people listening to this would know, but probably nobody younger than us would know what a Yugo is. They decide to steal another car, so they run a guy off the road, take his Mercedes or whatever it was. And he's like, Zeus is like, wait, who's the 21st president? And the guy just yells, go F yourself. He's like, man, that guy was pissed. He's like, oh, he's going to feel better when he looks in the back seat. And Sam Jackson's looking around. He's like, oh, shit, that's my gold bar. Every time, I can remember leaving my umbrella at the Saints game, walking outside. It wasn't raining. I didn't need it. I got all the way to the car. And my mom saying oh, where's your umbrella? I was like, oh, shit, that was my gold bar. And everybody going, Kyle's like, what are you talking about? Nobody knew because I used to love this movie. And that's so that was my gold bar is my thing. Because as soon as he tosses it to him, he's like, oh, shit, is this real gold? I freaking love it. I love it.
That was great, man. He was freaking toting that gold bar around. The other thing I liked about this movie was that they made the gold seem like it was actually heavy. Each gold bar was you had to hold it with two hands.
Yeah.
They figured out by the time an Italian Job rolls around, they really figured out how much the gold weighs. The remake, 2006, not the one from the whatever.
I was gonna say.
But for a while there, the dudes would have a duffel bag full of gold bars and just be walking around like it wasn't a thing. And it was.
Yeah, when he breaks the window of the Yugo and he's dragging along it looks like it's a heavy gold bar. What's your thing?
When they were in the Mercedes, by the way, was one of the scenes that I really didn't like when he had Samuel L. Jackson pull out the anti-lock brake fuse. First of all, that's a great idea, and I love it. But he's like, I don't know which one it is. And Bruce Willis is like, pull them all out. Don't do that. Terrible idea. Your car will stop if you pull out all the fuses. You need fuses for shit.
Yeah. Especially if it's
that would have
raining
a
so
problem with.
hard and you need to turn on the windshield wipers.
Yeah, dude, you won't be able to listen to the radio, but also like your fuel pump, like a bunch of shit will not work if you pull out all the fuses.
I like how the first one was radio, but then you're like, and the fuel
Don't
pump.
ever touch a black man's radio.
What about
when we turn the heat on? It doesn't work, but it makes a loud noise, distract you from being cold.
Hey, Sam Jackson again.
Samuel L.
When he shoots the guys in the truck and that truck hits a tree and it's the back tires are spinning and it lands again and it shoots the mud up, that's burned in my brain also. I don't do like small things like that make a better movie for me.
I just kept thinking like, why isn't that truck 4-wheel drive? It looks like it's 4-wheel drive. Why is only the back wheel spinning?
I don't know anything about that.
They need to get them some positive traction, right, Swaim?
Yeah, I was just about to say I didn't learn anything in Vic Swaim's class about that. I only learned math.
Or in My Cousin Vinny. My third quote is from that car chase scene, coincidentally. After identical. After the guy is he's John McClane's pulling the dead guy out of the car. And Zeus goes, "What the fuck are you doing?" He goes, "I'm interrogating him." He's like, "Well, what's he going to tell you? I'm dead." And Bruce Willis goes, "Well, I ain't going to know till I ask him, am I?"
And that's when he finds all the quarters, and
That's
figure
when he
that
finds
part
the
out.
quarters.
Yeah.
But that's what first of all, that was freaking hilarious, and it cracked me up.
Yeah.
But I was like, dude, he's doing police work. He's investigating shit. He found out the
Being
guy
a
had
detective. Yeah.
a pocket full of quarters, the exact number of quarters that it takes you to get into whatever thing. 10
they were
quarters.
and they were like wrapped up, and he had to pull it out and check it out, and it was 10 quarters. That's freaking awesome.
That's like another funny bit of dialogue that advances the plot in like a perfect way. This is a freaking good movie.
Where did Sam Jackson go before that? Because I wanted to talk. Oh, where he had to go to Yankee Stadium, and they were going to just shoot him. That's weird that he would have just shot him. That's silly.
Yeah.
I'm glad they skipped that.
Yeah. Agreed.
Yeah. Do you have any? Let me ask you this before we do characters. Do you have any females on the thing?
Were there any in the movie?
Yeah, there was a couple.
There's that one lady in the police station.
Yeah, there was a lady like, I think you need to take this. And then there was the lady with the curly hair that like, I'm on it. And then Mistakova, and then the principal. Those are the only people I can remember.
Yeah, not a lot of juicy parts for women actors in this particular movie.
Correct.
See, unlike Lethal Weapon, when they figure out like you get Rene Russo in the mix, it's actually pretty awesome. Die Hard's like, that's not how we do it.
No, we're not doing that. We're going to bring in Uncle Scar, Bruce Willis, and Mace Windu.
Yeah.
Those are my three, by the way.
Yeah, dude. Mine too. Bruce Willis, Samuel L., and Scar.
How could they not be?
Also, they're the only people that matter in this whole movie. But
right.
And then each of them individually is freaking fantastic.
Oh, wait. We forgot the German chick with the freaking scythe or whatever.
That's true. She was badass. She didn't really have a huge part, but she was definitely memorable. Because I remember from when I was a teenager watching people and be like, that chick is terrifying and also kind of hot.
Yeah. And she turned on Big Steve at the end and freaking shot him with the stupid hair. That looks like Richie Rich's dad if he was young and German and killed people.
There we go.
Yeah. So for real, Bruce Willis, Jeremy Irons. Dude, Uncle Scar did a really good job. His tank top was way tighter than yours.
Way tighter. And he was in way better shape than me, too.
It was painted on. I liked his whole thing. I liked his character. I liked how he played.
Jeremy Irons, Academy Award winner, Emmy winner, Tony winner, Golden Globe winner. Like, classically trained at a theater school. Like, did a bunch of Shakespeare.
Yeah.
And then he's the villain in a Die Hard movie, and he's freaking great.
Yeah, he killed it.
I like how they had the one flashback scene of Hans Gruber.
Yeah, when he was like falling in slow motion. That's like one of my favorite parts too of that movie.
Also, dude, just think about it. If we were doing this podcast in 1995, decades before there was such a thing as a podcast, and you said like, "Hey, we had Alan Rickman playing a villain. We need someone to play his brother as a villain," you'd be like, "Well, it's Jeremy Irons." Alan Rickman and Jeremy Irons are definitely villainous brothers in this Die Hard universe. Who else could we possibly pick?
They're both British, and we need them both to be German.
And they've got like gravelly voice. Like if you said like Jeremy Irons, his throat got chopped off. We need someone else to do Scar. I'd be like, well, let's get Alan Rickman.
Yeah,
like those guys are freaking perfect.
I do. I love me some Rickman. But dude, I mean, I like Jeremy Irons in other things, but this one, when I think of him, I think of Scar in this.
I bet if you were going like, hey, we're going to do Inside the Actors Studio with Jeremy Irons, he would be very surprised if they let me and you guest host. And we'd be like, let's talk about The Lion King for the first hour, and let's talk about Die Hard with a Vengeance for the second hour, and then we'll all go home. He'd be like, I was in 30 Shakespeare plays like on West End. We'd be like, yeah, we don't care about that.
Yeah, I don't doubt that he is a fantastic
we're like, we get it. You're very serious. You wear a codpiece. You're awesome. But like that's not what we're here to talk about because your best work.
I want to hear you, dude. At the end when he catches Sam Jackson talking on the thing to the coast. No, who was talking to somebody? Yeah, Sam Jackson.
Yeah, the Coast
talking
Guard.
to the Coast Guard.
Bruce Willis.
And he he tries to shoot him, and he's like, you got to pull the safety. And he like holds the food in his mouth, pulls the safety back, and just casually shoots him in the leg. Come on, man. He was just so cool the whole time. So good.
Dude, I'm trying to look at his filmography, and I'm like, I don't even know if we're going to do another Jeremy Irons movie. I'm like, I don't think we're doing like Lolita or Man in the Iron Mask.
I was going to say Man in the Iron Mask I remember, but...
I do too. That's also in 2000, which seems like a long way away. Yeah, he's fantastic. Bruce Willis.
Yeah, we're not going to be doing podcasts in the year 3000. That's what my students said. That's how they did the math in their head.
Yeah.
I said, we're doing 1995 movies because it's 2025. So I don't know. I don't know if we'll ever make it there. He was like, Mr. Horn, this movie came out in 2000. You're going to be still doing the podcast in the year 3000? I was like, what?
It's important to remind the listeners that you don't teach math, so that's not on you.
Yeah, that's not on me, sort of.
Sort of.
I still should have fixed it. I didn't. I was just like, yep, I'm probably not going to be.
Dude, there's only so many hours in a day. Yeah, man. Jeremy Irons is great. Bruce Willis is fantastic. He's like, he creates a whole different type of action hero for the original Die Hard when he's just the guy from Moonlighting. And like now he's a well-established, highly paid action star.
I was going to say, like, he feels like one of the first, like, I don't want to say self-deprecating, but like, he's always like, not in the best shape and still gets it done kind of thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I'm not saying
dude, I know there was a whole
fat.
bunch of like there's a whole bunch of like hard-boiled like detective noir stuff where the guy's got a drinking problem and he's separated from his. I know there's a bunch of stuff out there like that. Maybe it's just because of our ages. He's the one that sticks out in our head, but yeah, when you're coming off of the 80s and all the action heroes are like Stallone and freaking Van Damme and like Arnold and they're just huge.
Right.
And they're just like freaking sweaty and veiny and they're just holding giant machine guns and like beating to death aliens with huge clubs. And Bruce Willis is just like, he hasn't shaved and his hair's thinning and he's smoking a cigarette. And it's like, God damn it, Chewbacca.
Yeah. Like he's got barbecue sauce all over from a wire that went to his shoulder. Yeah. All the things.
He's awesome. And we already talked about Samuel L. He's snowed perfect in this. Everything he says is great.
All the stuff is great.
The whole the whole time, like every 10 minutes, he accuses Bruce Willis's character of being racist, and it cracks me up every time. And Bruce Willis is like, hey, do you know how to shoot this? He's like, no. And Bruce Willis is like, really? He's like, what do you mean, really? You think all black people know how to shoot guns?
Yeah, he's like, sorry. What about the director? Dude, I know we talked about him for Last Action Hero, and we talked about him for the first Die Hard. I don't know why I didn't put those two together. Like, these seem like completely different movies than the first Die Hard. I mean, we talked about that already, but I'm saying, like, I didn't realize it was the same director until just now.
So I think Die Hard 2 had a different director, and then for this one, they bring back John McTiernan, who did the original Die Hard. Yeah. I mean, he did, like, Predator in 87, Die Hard in 88, Hunt for Red October, Medicine Man in 92, and then Last Action Hero, Die Hard with a Vengeance.
Oh, I don't remember what Medicine Man was. But
that's the freaking one with Sean Connery where he's like goes to the wilderness and he's trying to find the cure for something.
Does he have a ponytail?
Yeah, he's got a ponytail.
Yeah, I remember. Remember that.
Yeah, he goes to the Amazon. He's trying to find a cure for cancer.
Yeah.
So whatever, fine. But like, I'm not watching that when I want to get hyped up before a football game or whatever.
Yeah.
But dude, yeah, he's got. If you look at he's only directed like 11 movies, but I mean, 5 or 6 of them are really good action movies.
Yeah. It doesn't, and he has Thomas Crown Affair. I like
Thomas
that
Crown
one.
Affair, dude.
Bring
I like
back
Thomas
Rene
Crown
Russo
Affair
again. Circular. Yeah. I don't really remember Basic or Rollerball.
Rollerball. No, I don't think I've had time to fully absorb those.
I do remember Rollerball though, because it had Chris Klein and Uncle L.
Nice.
James Smith.
Yeah.
Ladies love Cool James.
So
And then, what about the guy who wrote it? He did Jumanji. That's the thing I remember. Not the thing I remember him from. The thing that I saw that he wrote right after this, and I was like, man, how do you go to this to Jumanji? That seems really weird. Like I could see this to the next movie across The Saint. I see that. But
So
how do you write Jumanji?
the answer is that this movie was a spec script for years before it ever became Die Hard. So they were trying to find a third Die Hard project for a long time. The first two were based on I think books. The first one at least.
Yeah, the first one was.
And then so they kept getting scripts that were like, this could be Die Hard 3, and then Bruce Willis kept being like, no, I don't want to do that. And it's like they had one that had McClane fighting terrorists on a Caribbean cruise line, and they were like, that's too close to Under Siege, we're not doing that. Yeah. And then later on, that script becomes Speed 2.
Speed 2, yeah.
Cruise Control.
I knew that was going there.
And so this script was, I think, called like Simon Says, and it was supposed to be a Brandon Lee movie. Ooh. And then after Brandon Lee died during The Crow, Warner Brothers bought it and rewrote it to be a Lethal Weapon sequel. And then that went into turnaround. They didn't do it. And then it gets kicked over to 20th Century Fox, and now it's a Die Hard movie. So this script is like should have never gotten made, really, because it was supposed to be it was supposed to be a Brandon Lee vehicle. It was supposed to be a Lethal Weapon sequel, and then it ends up being a Die Hard sequel. It's like kind of surprising it's as good as it is. It must have been freaking amazing to begin with.
I was going to say, I wonder how good it would have been with Brandon Lee. That's freaking cool that it
but that's why the whole time I'm going like, this doesn't really feel like a Die Hard movie. It wasn't written to be a Die Hard movie. They just made it one, and but dude, this guy also wrote. He participated in the writing of The Rock, but he didn't get writer's credit. Yeah, which actually turns into an interesting story. Because he didn't get credit, and there was a big Writers Guild thing. But then he also wrote Armageddon, which is freaking amazing. Yeah. And he also worked on the scripts for Con Air and Gone in 60 Seconds. So
all those Jerry Bruckheimer movies.
Dude, that's like late 90s. That's the freaking, that's my joint. That is the sweet spot of the late 90s. Con Air, Armageddon, Gone in 60 Seconds. All of those are amazing.
Yeah, and in that same time frame is The Saint with Val Kilmer, and I freaking loved that.
I just rewatched that a couple weeks ago after Val Kilmer died. I was like, dude, I'm going to check this out. Still good.
Yeah, I like Val Kilmer and Elizabeth Shue. He also did The Punisher, the one that has Thomas Jane, which is a really good one. It's got the I say nay nay as one of the comic relief people up in there. So
John Panette.
Guy writes, Panette.
Jonathan Hensley, by the way. I don't know if we said his name. We should have. Dude, this guy went to Tulane Law. We should have reached out to him.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. Luckily, he wrote a bunch of other stuff. I wonder if he probably does not want to come talk about The Rock since he got in a lawsuit based on that. But maybe
The Saint in a couple of years.
Maybe The Saint, yeah.
Or Jumanji, the original.
Are we doing Jumanji this year? I don't know if we are. I mean, I'm totally down.
I have surround sound. That's the only reason I want to watch it again.
Yeah, I mean,
because of the rumbles. But I
could be talked into it. But yeah, dude, they come back. They get the spec script that was supposed to be a million different things. It ends up being Die Hard with a Vengeance. They get the original director back. They get Michael Kamen, who's scored the first two movies, who also is at this point is the best action movie scorer around. Yeah, and they make a movie that's the biggest movie of the year, and it is the peak of the Die Hard franchise because the next two don't do nearly as well.
I got to be honest, I like this one the best too. It's my favorite one.
I go number one. For this, the original, the OG. Actually, Live Free or Die Hard did way better than I thought it did. It made $388 million.
Hey,
cost more, so it didn't. It's not quite as successful.
Didn't
as this
make
one,
as much, right?
Yeah. But dude, I can't.
I went number one. I
went number three.
That's all I. That's all I could hear when you said I went number one.
I did.
I know you did. Just take your pants off. We'll clean them.
Just put them in the washing machine. I'll take over from there.
Any extra bonus good?
Dude, I mean, I just think the story about this is so interesting. Like the Lawrence Fishburne thing where you wanted a little bit more money and Samuel L. like swoops in. The script supposed to have been a Brandon Lee one.
Yeah.
Other rejected Die Hard 3 scripts, like the one that ends up being Speed 2. Like that's just, I love shit like that. Did you start watching The Studio, by the way?
Wait, what?
Did you start watching The Studio?
No, I didn't watch. I did it to a thing.
All of it is every episode is like that, like inside baseball Hollywood stories.
Yeah, I like
it's
that.
like,
I like that.
God,
that's why I think I'm gonna like the show.
And every episode has like a different like conceit. Like there's one called The Oneer where they're going to watch them do a long one take shot, and the whole episode is done as a oneer.
Oh, that's great.
Dude, talk about the alternate endings. You were talking about those a little bit.
Yeah. What? So one of them, and I saw like production stills from it. Like I never found any of the actual videos. I don't know if they're out there on like special features or anything. I couldn't find them on YouTube, but I kind of gave up after a while. But there was one where like John McClane is he ends up catching up with Simon in
like 20
Hungary.
years later.
Yeah, in Hungary, and he makes him play a game because originally, remember you said it was going to be called Simon Says. So he was going to have a game called McClane Says, which doesn't have the same ring to it. It was weird, and they just decided not to do it. Then they had the other, the one where the boat blows up, and it didn't. They were like, no, it's just like Die Hard 2. We can't do that.
Yeah.
So the one that they went with is the one they
it's the best
up doing.
Well, so the one that
I
you
don't
were
even
talking
think
about
it's
first,
the best they could have done though. Like
no, but I think it's
and
the
I
best
was
of those
racking my
options.
brain like, how do you end it without going to Canada? I don't really even know. Like,
so they were talking about the DVD audio commentary. So and the writer Jonathan Hensley, originally the original ending was 20 years later they reconnect in Hungary and McClane makes him play McClane Says. And then he blows him up with a rocket. And the studio, I think they shot that, but the studio said, or maybe they didn't. Yeah, they did shoot it.
They shot that.
But the studio said they
the
didn't
rocket.
like that there wasn't that much action. It didn't make a good climax. And so they reshot that final action sequence, the whole helicopter explosion shit.
Right.
And spent a bunch of money on it, which was
And that's
a
why
good
they
idea
used
because that original ending was weird.
Yeah.
But there was a second alternate ending that had Samuel L. and Bruce Willis floating after the explosion on the boat. They're just kind of floating away on a raft, and Zeus is like, "Hey, it sucks. The bad guys are going to get away." And then McClane says, "Don't be so sure." And then they cut to the boat where the terrorists find the briefcase bomb from the park,
Right.
and then they blow up. And I was like, that actually seems like it would have been awesome because they would have cut 20 minutes of extra shit, and then they would have just blown up.
Right.
But they didn't film that. That just was that was an early script
I think,
draft.
and it's because they kept saying like, and I think in the script that I had read for that alternate thing or like a thing about it was like Simon kept asking somebody find a 4-gallon bucket. We got to turn this off.
Right.
Like, isn't he the guy who like put it together? Couldn't he have turned it off? Like, I don't.
One would think.
I see why they didn't film that one and do that. I don't know. I don't know how to fix it not going to Canada, but I don't know.
The ending to me is the problem with this movie. The last 30 minutes
Yeah.
leading up to the ending is why I put Die Hard 1 ahead of it.
Yeah.
Worst scenes and characters. We talked a little bit about it, like some of this stuff. Will you get more good?
Just one last good. The part where he's in Harlem with the sandwich board sign thing.
Yeah.
They put those words in post.
Nice.
To avoid like
Actual
real life
black
problems.
people coming and killing
Yeah.
Bruce Willis. Yeah.
Yeah. I was
he has
wondering
he's,
that in my
He's
head.
in his underwear wearing a sandwich board to start the movie, and the sandwich board says, "I hate," and then the worst word you can call black people.
Yeah, with a hard
And he's in
R.
Harlem.
Yeah, and it's in big red print. So that offensive message that was written on there was in post-production.
Yeah, dude. And if they remade this now, they'd have to change that word because otherwise Bruce Willis would end up in Congress.
Oh man, worst. All right, what's the first worst?
Dude, some of the worst was like they
30 minutes.
never did the. Well, I talked about the problems with that, but they never said to the other cops like, "Hey, this dude's actually watching us from the top of one of these buildings.
Yeah.
He can see us. Someone should probably look into that." And then like yanking out all the wires on the Mercedes. Like cars don't work if you yank out all the fuses. I'm just here to tell you.
But
But it's like minor stuff.
Yeah, you know what I kind of wanted. I know that it's already full of stuff, and they already went all over the world, and they already went to Canada and came back and blew up boats and trains and freaking dump trucks. I kind of wanted to know more of the backstory with the angry blonde and the big tall dude, and like how he switched on him. Like I know that, like I get it because I've seen it 100 times. That she looked at him and then looked back at the other guy and shot the other guy instead of Jeremy Irons, and that shows that she switched. I there was nothing for me there though. Like if they would have built that up just a little bit, I could have felt more there, and that's the only thing I was thinking. And don't go to Canada.
Yeah. If we have a more satisfying ending, we have some more time to flesh out some of the secondary villains, which have been kind of cool. Oh, I also wanted to mention, I forgot it in my characters because my 3 were locked in, but I wanted to shout out Graham Greene, who is the Indigenous American police officer.
I like that guy.
Dude, every time I see that guy, I'm like, he's in a million things. He was in Maverick. We did that in '94, but he was also in Dances with Wolves. Maverick. He's kicking whatever from Dances with Wolves, kicking something. Kicking chicken.
Not going to work here anymore.
Kicking bird. But that dude, if you look at his filmography, like this guy's been steady working for 40 years.
Will has been trying to get me to watch Reservation Dogs, and he's on that TV show.
Nice.
I need to get on it. I like that dude.
I think that's based on a book because I read something that was very similar to that.
Nice.
But yeah, I like that guy, Graham Greene. And all right, dude. 5 questions.
Yeah.
Is it okay for kids? Clearly your kid watched this and freaking loved it.
Yeah, but he's 13, and he actually made me pause it so he could figure out the bucket thing. So
yeah.
Which, by the way, it took him like 11 minutes, so he's dead. He's dead.
It seems like a good age, like 13.
Yeah, 13 was perfect. It was a little bloody.
Yeah.
With all the barbecue sauce looking blood, but it's fine. It's totally fine. You think you could make it now? Not with Bruce Willis. Can you make it? Can you still call it Die Hard?
That's what I was wondering, because they just did a sequel to this. I think the last one was in like 2014, so 10 years ago.
They just
2013.
Did it.
I mean,
they just
did the original one was in 1988.
Alive, but yeah, they just did it.
Yeah, dude, a lot of people weren't alive, but the franchise started in 1988. I get it. I don't think you can talk about rebooting something like Indiana Jones where they've been making movies for 40 years. I mean, they keep trying, we'll bring in somebody and then it can continue. It's like, no, dude, it's Harrison Ford until he dies, and then we probably will take 20 years off and then start it over.
Yeah, and then just do a whole new thing.
Sorry, River Phoenix OD'd, but that was our best idea.
Right.
But yeah, I don't think you can make another Die Hard because you can't do it with Bruce Willis and you can't do it without him. So I think we're kind of stuck on that for now.
Yeah, I don't think you redo this yet. At
Would
least
you
wait
do
till
like
Bruce Willis dies.
Yeah. So a couple of years. What?
So can you redo it and call it like a prequel? Like,
I think that would be pretty awesome.
A movie,
actually.
you do a TV show. The next.
That's what I was just trying to think of. Can we do like a Burn Notice type of TV show where it's a Bruce Willis? I mean, not Bruce Willis, but it's a Die Hard prequel. I think that'd be cool.
Yeah.
Seems like the sort of thing that streamers are doing. Like, we don't want to make another Die Hard, but if it's 20th Century Fox, like, can we just make? It
sets up all
episodes?
Of the things that happen in the thing.
Dude, well, the weird thing is, like, if it's 20th Century Fox, that actually is Disney. I'm like surprised Disney hasn't done that. Seems like that's their thing. Yeah,
it's definitely their thing. Who gets to play John McClane if they redo it? Who's a young Bruce Willis?
Who's a young Bruce Willis? I don't know, man. I'm trying to think. Can I pick? I have to pick someone who's like right now is a TV actor, like, and that's not serious or actiony or like jacked at all. Yeah. And I'm having a hard time.
Who's a really good actor that looks old but isn't old, which is the opposite of what everybody's going for, and also isn't jacked up, but is a good actor and could play action if they needed to barefoot.
Yeah, if only Michael Cera was a little younger.
Yeah. I was like, I couldn't think. I typed in the internet and I was like, who's the next John McClane? And there's a whole Reddit post about who would replay him. A bunch of people were saying like Jeremy Renner or Chris Pratt. And I was like, those people are too old.
Dudes are too old.
Yeah, they can't do that. And
especially if we're going to do a prequel, I want somebody in their 20s.
Right. You need somebody young.
I don't know anybody in their 20s, though. That's what happens when you're old.
Yeah, I don't know anybody either.
Right.
So, no recasting.
We don't have any great ideas for that. Can you still watch and enjoy this in 2025?
Dude.
It's great.
watch it again right now. You could turn it on, and I would sit there for a little bit and watch it.
I gave it an 8. Jeff gave it a 9.5. It's a freaking. It is an action-packed. It's absolutely delightful.
It's my jam.
It's not. I couldn't find it on any streaming platforms. You got to rent it, $2.99 to $3.99.
So I was looking for it, and I have the DVD, and I have the chance to watch it on DVD. Chose not to because I clicked on the button that said YouTube TV, and it said you're subscribed. Try this, and typically you click on that, and it says like, "Oh, sorry, sucko. I know we said that, but what that actually means is you have to rent it." But that wasn't the case. It was just streaming for free on YouTube TV. And it was friggin' 1080p, crystal clear. It was really, really good.
That's awesome, man. Streaming for free on YouTube TV for only $70 a month.
Yeah, you know what I mean.
Yeah, no.
I mean, I already pay for that for something else. But yeah, so like, I know, again, not free, but free.
All right, so if YouTube TV people can watch it, everyone else got to rent it for $3. It's
$3.
Freaking delightful.
Totally worth it, though.
Absolutely do that.
Totally worth it.
All right.
What else?
Next up, I got Billy Madison.
Yeah, Billy Madison. Let's do it.
It's summertime. I want to watch Adam Sandler pretend to be a bunch of different school-aged kids. That Veronica Vaughn.
You can pretend to watch him be Happy Gilmore again in just short couple of months.
I definitely will do that. Probably, but maybe not.
Yeah. Billy Madison in 2 weeks. Can't wait.
All right. Thanks for listening. Bye con Dios.
Bye con Dios.
Thanks for listening to Movie Life Crisis. Please subscribe, rate, and review. And remember, don't drive angry.